Hi guys, I actually decided just in the last second to make this video because I wanted to do something else, but this is my setup tour for 2016. I hope the sound is okay because I use my lav mic here. Hope it's okay, haven't used it really like this. I will give you everything. I didn't really prepare anything because like I said, I didn't plan to do it this day, but actually I think it's progressed far enough. There are a few things that I would like to do, like for example the triple monitor stand, but let's actually just start and I will just go into the more important stuff because as you can see here, this is not anything interesting. This is still my old desk that I had when I started to record in this room up here. Here's my handle tripod that I don't really use that much. There's a few cables here. That's just because I didn't really put them away. An old foam package. Here is the one. I really hate those and I regret buying them and not having sent them back. Here's my Brother DCP 7055 laser printer. I don't really print much, but it's good to have one here at least. Here is the lighting and you can see here there's too much lighting on one side and it takes up a lot of space, but I kinda need that light to have proper lighting. I will get to the rest here. Here, as you can see here, this is actually a monopod that had this normal feed, but I decided to do some here on my own because the old one just fell off all the time. This is way more stable. And one thing that I really like, and that made a big impact here, as you can maybe see, this three-way mount for the camera. And I absolutely love this for one thing, because I bought two of them. And I will actually show this a little bit later because I have two of them. And the great thing is they are adjustable in all three directions. And since I have two of them, I have one on every camera and I have one on every location. So one here and one here on the top where I make my overhead shots. And this allows me now, these days, to switch the placement, switch the camera without any readjusting to use any different pods or these tripod holders. Absolutely made a huge difference for me and allows me to align the camera way better because usually I had only a two-way and then I had some issues getting this kind of in line, and that makes a huge difference because just for you see, this would be kind of the perspective you see right now these days, the newer one. But I will get to that. What is there? Let's go to this side. Here is still my MacBook Pro 13. Still not decided if I want to sell it or not because I still like it. It's a great device, but I don't really have too much of a need for a laptop anymore. What do we have here? Here is really nothing interesting. This is still a few leftovers. I'm not even sure what the cardboard is doing there. A dust sucker, not quite sure. What, vacuum cleaner? Yeah, it's vacuum cleaner. Sometimes you just needed a few cables. Nothing important here. Two keyboards that I don't use. My pop filter and the Rode. And here is a fan if it's hot in the summer. Here I have some more acoustic foam and that is the good stuff. I had ordered this and got this shit. I think this one looks good, but it's a pain in the ass and I will show you in a few seconds why. Actually I have some more foam as you can see here on the walls. Let's get to this here. This is where I have a few products. Just to here, and a few tools. You always need a few tools. It's actually quite organized. I have some screws in here, and here I have not really that much interesting. A few cables. Here a few minor stuff, some small things, and at the bottom I have my camera stuff like the old tripod feet, a few more cables, and the original foot for the monopod and all that. So if you are asking yourself why I don't use these right now and use my socks, because they squeak like I would be on a basketball field. So here is nothing interesting. This is all the old part. This is all that is off camera. Didn't even clean that off because like I said, the video wasn't planned to be today. Here is still my old couch. The porn sheets. If you saw the previous, then you know the previous setup, then you know what I mean. My LaVolta laptop stand. I don't really use it since I don't really use the laptop much. Here is the back side of the IKEA. I made this part here on my own to have something to put the foam in. Yeah, the foam now, as you can see here, looks okay. It sticks properly. it's fine, as well as the one on the right side. So this is good. Oh yeah, let's get to the back. Here I can see some more foam on the back. This was with the old setup. You don't really see any of that anymore because it's completely blocked. And on the front, of course, this will be kind of my two main sets. This is one set that you usually see. This one, I will still alternate with both of them, and this is kind of the new one that you will see for my dual cam setups. Still like both, can't really decide which one more, but for the dual cam setup, the last one is the only reason. Here is the IKEA Kallax. I think this makes a big difference because, as you can see here, the room now is a lot shorter, and this is way easier to properly lighten, and that's why I decided to do that. The room is a lot smaller but I don't really need more space, so it's totally fine. I have a few things in, but that's really more just to show off that I have something to fill it up. Actually, this would be nothing, a keyboard, level meter. The camera that I'm recording this right now here would be the Panasonic HC V878, and I like it, definitely I like it, but I regret that I didn't go for the Sony AX33 because it was $200 more, but I think it would have been worth it after a while. So these are parts for my PC, like the PSU, the main board, the water cooling, but I will get to these once I am at my PC. Here's my iPad Air 2 box, yeah. Audio Technica ADH-M50, and I know I did a review, bashed them quite hard, but back then I told you I thought mine were a little bit faulty, but more to the squeaking and squeaking of the device or headphones itself. I replaced them, and for some reason the new ones have a lot of better sound, so I'm actually quite happy with the sound. They are still not super comfortable, and they still squeak, the new ones actually already. Oh, I'm shaking a little bit. But they are definitely nice in terms of sound. A cap, two fans. I'm planning on maybe putting them in as well to my water cooling, so I have a little bit more resource, because right now I use only case fans for the water cooling, and yeah, they are maybe not the very strongest ones. My Razer Taipan, that's pretty much it, my old Copperhead. Now let's get to this side. This AOC monitor is what I usually use to see if let me sit down. If I usually sit down like this, let me quickly check something. Whoops! That was not planned. Now I have an issue. Because I shouldn't have put on pants with no pockets. Yes, it's still recording because I have nothing to put my Zoom H1 here. And no, I'm not naked or something, but this pants just don't have any pockets. So I will have to do this with one hand for now and hold the Zoom, or just try to do. So the AOC is what I'm usually, when I'm sitting here recording my up-head footage, then I have this to watch what I actually do. This monitor, by the way, this is a AOC 23 something. It's a 1080p 23-inch monitor. This one here would be a 27-inch AOC, and that one I use to see myself in the cam, because that one is usually at the point that's pointing to me, and then I see what I'm doing. Is it overkill to have such big monitors just to monitor my video? Yes, it is, but since I already have them for ages and they wouldn't have any use anyways, I decided to use that. My Sony Xperia Z3 is still my daily driver of choice until something comes out that actually impresses me, because 2015 did not manage that. What do we have in here? Actually, I don't know. Okay, nothing interesting. And here I have just some SD cards if I need them. I will get to the PC later. Let's check what we've got in here. And this one, this time this is actually organized. Let's stick it up. Some toothpicks, not that I really need them ever, but for some things maybe. A knife. This is I think it's an SATA to USB adapter. It's very slow though. It's like 60-70 megabytes. The Amazon Basic stand, a cleaning cloth. Here is 1 terabyte, 2.5 inch drive. Here at the bottom I have a few of these cable ties. You always need them. That's definitely handy. Few cable drops, also super handy batteries, one old USB stick. It's just actually 2 GB. I got it from Dell on an event. I can't really do anything with that. Few pens, USB on the go cable, smartphone mount, but that actually almost destroyed 2 of my phones because it's way too stiff. Don't really like it, and that's it pretty much here. Down here I have my box where I usually have the zoom and the audio stuff. This is for dust, really handy. A few more pens, and on the one below there is just a few things to clean stuff up if I have to. Now let's check this one. This would be my triple monitor setup. I'm sorry for the glare, but I had to get some lighting done. Dell, what's it? U2515H or H2515U, I don't know. It's the 1440p version, 25 inches, 3 of them. Absolutely love that for productivity. It's so amazing. I'm still waiting for the monitor mounts because I would like to have 1 foot, but the company that make them or that I want to buy them off just never responds, and I have a question because as you can see here they are quite close to the back, because from the pictures and from the ratings on Amazon I saw that they would be way closer to me, and I definitely don't want that. Other than that, here we have the Pebble, JBL Pebble. The sound is absolutely nice for something that I needed for here. The bass could be stronger for some music, but it gets the job totally fine. I'm really happy for the price. I paid like 50 bucks. Actually on a sale these days they were available for 30 bucks, and you can't get anything close to that for that money. Here an SD card, here my Xbox controller from the Gear Wars edition actually. The Xbox isn't, or the Xbox edition wasn't mine, but it's from my brother. But I use the controller because he doesn't need it anyways. Mousepad that I don't use either. Here would be my, what is it actually? The Razer. It's a Razer. I don't know. It's Dev, something with Dev in the name. I really like it because it's chiclet style. It's quite quiet, I can type on really fast, it's customizable, all the buttons with macros and all that. Super, super nice, I really like it. And here my Razer Taipan Battlefield Edition, and just the Battlefield Edition because it was cheaper than the regular one. And as you can actually see, my mouse pad, that would be the Corsair MM300. And one thing I actually totally forgot, let me get to that. This is my DX Racer chair. It's, I think, the F series. It's the cheapest one. I got it on sale for 200, and I definitely wouldn't have paid more because usually it costs around 250. And one thing that I have to say about it, this place here, because of these two things, is very narrow, and I like to sit with my legs spread, and then it's just a little bit uncomfortable. It's really nice because you can get all the way back down to 180 degrees and sit on it really okay, but it's not comfortable, and it was also too high for me on my legs since I have to go quite high because of the desk, and that's why these ones are lifesavers. Usually you have one of them, but I decided I bought one for here and one for here, but I noticed these ones are just too short. And then I found on IKEA this one, that is nice, but if I do some editing and work a lot longer, then I decided to use these two so I can spread my legs and be a little bit higher, and these are a lifesaver. Without these I would have regretted the chair a lot because absolutely amazing. You are higher, you have something to lean against. This is absolutely great. This one is still good if I make some reviews to have my feet a little bit higher. And here would be my PC. And yes, the cable management looks bad, but if you actually see it from a normal perspective like here, I think I managed it quite good because you don't see any cables. And there are tons of cables, mostly due to the lighting, as you can see here. Everything is neatly done. I did my best, almost. And I will have to change a few things up, but I'm happy with that. Now, for the PC, what is in there? I won't really open it, but Intel i7 67A and a 6700K, overclocked to 4.6 GHz, 16 gigs of RAM, DDR4 with 2000 MHz, but it only runs on 2066. I'm not sure why. With 28 they just don't boot. I have no idea why. Maybe because of the overclock, I don't know. Then there's an 850 Evo SSD, 500 gigs. I think I will have to add another one because I have one more, but there's my main system on my HTPC or my server in the living room, so I will have to get that out and put an old one in because I don't need it for gaming anymore in my living room, because if I game I will do this right now here, and then I have a terabyte because 500 gigs if you are a YouTuber fills up really quick. What else is there to say? Let me try to get it back. Or let's see what we've got just to see. Like I already showed the RM750. 750 watts, a little bit overkill because I only have a GTX 970 in there. But if I want some reserves left, that's okay. And the Corsair H110i GTX water cooling with the case stock fans, because the Corsair ones here, they are just too loud. Maybe I will use them as an alternative if they are turned off in the device, and if I need some power I will turn them off, turn them on. I think that could be a solution. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with the power. It renders slightly faster than real time. I would say like 110-15% of real time, which is great because if I do a 20-minute video, it needs like, let's say 18 minutes, and that makes a ton of a difference. And with the faster, what was this click? It's still recording. So, as you maybe saw, oh wait, I forgot one thing that I always forget. I wanted to show this off. A few people asked me how I do my shots above me. This is the construction. It is mounted to the ceiling, and then I have this. Here is my power for the camera and the HDMI cable. They go through here. This looks a little bit odd, but I didn't really find a better solution, but it's absolutely fine. And then I have this mount. I can just drop this down. I can't really show this off with one hand right now, or maybe I can, let's see, because usually, yes, it works. This is completely flexible the way I want it to, and then it looks like this. The lighting doesn't really help much, but as you can see here, this is how it looks, and usually then there would be the camera going above me, and I sit above it, below it, with quite some space left, so I don't really have to bother at all about how I check the device or anything, because I'm never in the camera, and I really love this setup. Sorry for the lighting, this wasn't the best one, but as you can see, actually this would be yeah, now it's more even. I can adjust it the way I want to. That's super nice. That was the biggest game changer for me, doing those dual cam videos or videos in general, because you always see people doing videos filming the device and then they have the camera right below their nose. That just wasn't a nice solution for me, because I do a lot of these videos and then it was just not comfortable enough. And with this solution I don't have to bother about that, because I have always everything in the frame. Don't have to bother about anything. So as you maybe saw, sorry, I forgot one thing more. Here's my microphone, the Rode NT-USB with the boom arm. Love the setup. I love the microphone definitely a lot, because it is very clean and works really nice. I don't really have to point out really well. Sorry for the camera. So, as you maybe noticed, all of my gear, all of my stuff is quite low end, and the other camera was also a $400 cam. So you definitely don't need high-end gear, and yes, I think most of the YouTubers, even the younger ones, even the newer ones, have way better gear than I do. But it works out for me. I would wish for maybe two cams like this 4K recorder, because the old one I just noticed that it's just not as sharp, but that's actually quite color accurate and all that. If I would have two high-end cams, that would be the icing of the cake for now, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Therefore I need at least 3 times the subscribers to make it justifiable, because the camera isn't bad and I really like the setup and overall. And as you did see, the whole setup is on a low budget, but I think it looks really nice, and the more important thing, it works. It does what it has to do in a really nice way. Of course, some things are overkill. I wouldn't need a triple monitor setup, but I kind of always wanted one since I saw it. I really like it. I have my two sets like this one. I absolutely like this view because it looks really, really nice and professional. And for the newer videos, I have this that I also like a lot. Some people don't like it from what I saw in the feedback, some do. But the important thing is I get good lighting and I think it looks nice, so that's why I did it. This was my way too long setup tour. I hope you still enjoyed it. I know a few people wanted it to see how an actual YouTuber does his stuff, how he works with what he works. And as you see from other setup tours from other YouTubers, I do things quite different because of the camera setups, the tripod, the lighting. Since I don't do scripted, that's the real big difference. If you have a scripted setup for videos, you don't lead the lighting as I need to. You don't lead the set as I need to, because I do all these videos and stuff. And sorry, I have to get far back the camera because it's really too close usually, and I can't even change anything about that. But I really like the setup. It works for me. Definitely wouldn't work for a lot of them. But just to give you a glimpse into how I do my videos, I should help. And if you have any questions about any of the gear, I won't really list anything because I don't want to sell you anything. This was just to show you with what I'm working, because every YouTuber puts his stuff, then puts the Amazon links in, of course, but because these are great gear. The great gear is great gear. And what I have is stuff that nobody really wants to use for his gear, because most of them use proper higher end gear anyways, and yeah. Don't want to be an ass once again, but yeah, that's the thing. So I will end this video. It's way too long. I hope you still liked it, but I don't think anyone watched it until this part. It's way too long and way too not planned. And yes, I will take off the cap so you can see the fuck up hair that I have today. Okay, bye.